The dairy industry operates on a foundation of carefully constructed myths that particularly target older adults, the demographic most vulnerable to nutritional manipulation. Behind every fortified label and doctor-approved advertisement lies a $900 billion global enterprise that profits from keeping seniors dependent on products that often accelerate rather than prevent age-related decline. This systematic deception runs deeper than misleading marketing. It involves the fundamental transformation of a natural food source into processed formulations that bear little resemblance to their origins. Consider the typical grocery store dairy aisle. Row upon row of products promise bone strength, heart health, and vitality for aging bodies. Yet the majority of these offerings contain altered proteins, synthetic vitamins, stabilizers, and sugar levels that would alarm any honest nutritionist. The processing methods used to create shelf-stable milk products destroy naturally occurring enzymes, denature proteins, and create oxidized fats that trigger inflammatory responses throughout the body. For adults over 60, whose digestive systems and metabolic processes have already begun to slow, these altered substances become particularly problematic. The transformation begins at the industrial farm level. Modern dairy cows produce milk vastly different from what existed even 50 years ago. Selective breeding for maximum yield has created animals that produce milk with altered protein structures and hormone profiles. The feed given to these animals, often containing genetically modified grains and growth-promoting supplements, further changes milk composition. By the time this raw material undergoes pasteurization, homogenization, and fortification, it barely resembles the nutrient-rich substance our ancestors consumed. What makes this particularly insidious for seniors is how these changes interact with aging physiology. After 60, the body experiences natural decreases in digestive enzyme production, particularly lactase, the enzyme needed to process milk sugar. Simultaneously, the gut microbiome shifts, becoming less diverse and more susceptible to disruption. The stomach produces less acid, making protein digestion more challenging. These age-related changes mean that processed dairy products, already difficult for younger bodies to handle optimally, become exponentially more problematic for older adults. The calcium absorption myth represents perhaps the most damaging deception. For decades, seniors have been told that drinking more milk equals stronger bones. Yet countries with the highest dairy consumption paradoxically show the highest rates of osteoporosis and hip fractures in elderly populations. This phenomenon, known as the calcium paradox, reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of how bones actually maintain their strength. Bone health depends not just on calcium intake but on the complex interplay of minerals, vitamins, hormones, and physical stress. Many commercial milk products, particularly those that are highly processed or fat-reduced, actually create an acidic environment in the body that forces calcium to be pulled from bones to maintain proper pH balance. Plant-based alternatives emerged as supposedly healthier options, but many of these products present their own challenges for aging bodies. The industry rushed to create milk substitutes without fully understanding or addressing the nutritional needs of older adults. These alternatives often lack adequate protein, contain problematic additives, or spike blood sugar in ways that accelerate metabolic dysfunction. The marketing of these products as universally healthy has led millions of seniors to unknowingly consume beverages that provide minimal nutrition while potentially causing digestive distress, mineral imbalances, and blood sugar instability. The inflammation connection deserves particular attention. Chronic low-grade inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging, represents one of the primary drivers of age-related disease. Many commercial milk products, both dairy and non-dairy, contain substances that trigger or exacerbate inflammatory responses. Added sugars feed harmful bacteria in the gut. Carrageenan, a common thickener, irritates the intestinal lining. Oxidized fats from high-heat processing create free radicals that damage cells. For seniors already dealing with arthritis, cardiovascular issues, or cognitive decline, consuming pro-inflammatory beverages daily creates a constant state of cellular stress that accelerates deterioration. The protein quality issue becomes critical after 60 when muscle mass naturally begins to decline through a process called sarcopenia. Without adequate high-quality protein, this muscle loss accelerates, leading to weakness, instability, and increased fall risk. Many popular milk alternatives provide virtually no protein, while others contain incomplete proteins that lack essential amino acids needed for tissue repair and maintenance. Even some dairy products, particularly those that have been ultra-processed or had their fat removed, show reduced protein bioavailability compared to traditional whole milk products. Blood sugar management represents another crucial consideration that the milk industry largely ignores when marketing to seniors. Insulin resistance naturally increases with age, making blood sugar control more challenging. Many commercial milk products, particularly sweetened varieties and those made from grains like rice, cause rapid glucose spikes that stress the pancreas and contribute to metabolic dysfunction. These blood sugar roller coasters not only affect energy levels and mood but also accelerate glycation, the process where sugar molecules bind to proteins and create aged, dysfunctional tissues throughout the body. The digestive impact extends beyond simple lactose intolerance. Many additives used in commercial milk products disrupt the gut microbiome, that complex ecosystem of beneficial bacteria essential for nutrient absorption, immune function, and even cognitive health. Emulsifiers, stabilizers, and artificial sweeteners alter gut bacteria populations in ways that promote inflammation, reduce nutrient absorption, and may even contribute to cognitive decline. For seniors, whose gut health is already compromised by age, medications, and reduced dietary variety, these disruptions can have cascading negative effects on overall health. Understanding these fundamental problems with commercial milk products sets the stage for making informed choices about which options truly support healthy aging and which ones accelerate decline. The distinction between harmful and beneficial milk choices could mean the difference between maintaining independence and vitality or experiencing accelerated aging and increased dependence on medical interventions. The specific dangers of commonly consumed milk alternatives reveal themselves through scientific examination rather than marketing claims. Almond milk, despite its reputation as a healthy choice, presents multiple problems for aging bodies that manufacturers never disclose. The oxalate content in almonds becomes particularly problematic after 60 when kidney function naturally declines. These compounds bind to calcium in the digestive tract, preventing absorption and potentially forming painful kidney stones. A single cup of commercial almond milk might contain enough oxalates to significantly reduce calcium availability for bone maintenance, exactly the opposite of what seniors need. Commercial almond milk production strips away most of the actual almond content, leaving a watery base that requires extensive additives to create acceptable taste and texture. Carrageenan, extracted from seaweed and used as a thickener, triggers inflammatory responses in the gut lining. Studies have shown this additive can cause intestinal lesions and alter gut bacteria populations. For seniors already dealing with age-related digestive changes, introducing this irritant daily creates chronic low-level inflammation that manifests as bloating, irregular bowel movements, and reduced nutrient absorption. The protein deficiency in almond milk becomes critical when considering muscle preservation needs after 60. With less than 1 gram of protein per cup, almond milk provides essentially no support for maintaining muscle mass. Compare this to the 8 to 10 grams needed per meal to stimulate muscle protein synthesis in older adults, and the inadequacy becomes clear. Seniors replacing dairy milk with almond milk unknowingly eliminate a significant protein source from their diet, accelerating sarcopenia and increasing frailty risk. Rice milk presents even more serious concerns, particularly regarding blood sugar management. The manufacturing process breaks down rice starches into simple sugars, creating a beverage with a glycemic index higher than most sodas. For adults over 60, who typically experience decreased insulin sensitivity, consuming rice milk triggers rapid blood glucose spikes followed by crashes. These fluctuations stress the pancreas, promote fat storage, and accelerate glycation processes that age tissues throughout the body. The arsenic contamination issue in rice products adds another layer of concern. Rice naturally absorbs arsenic from soil and water, concentrating this toxic element in higher levels than other grains. Processing rice into milk potentially concentrates these toxins further. Long-term exposure to inorganic arsenic, even at low levels, increases cancer risk and contributes to cardiovascular disease. Seniors consuming rice milk daily unknowingly expose themselves to cumulative toxin buildup that regulatory agencies have only recently begun to address. Sweetened coconut milk marketed in cartons bears little resemblance to traditional coconut products. Manufacturers dilute coconut cream with water, then add sugars, gums, and emulsifiers to create a milk-like consistency. The resulting product delivers high levels of saturated fat without the beneficial medium-chain triglycerides found in whole coconut. These altered fats, combined with added sugars, create a metabolic burden that aging bodies struggle to process efficiently. The blood lipid impact of sweetened coconut milk deserves particular scrutiny. While natural coconut contains fats that can support cognitive function, the processed versions in cartons often trigger unfavorable cholesterol changes. Studies show that regular consumption of sweetened coconut milk products increases small, dense LDL particles, the type most associated with cardiovascular disease. For seniors already at increased risk for heart problems, daily consumption of these products accelerates arterial damage. Condensed milk represents perhaps the most deceptive product marketed to older adults. Its thick, sweet nature appeals to those experiencing age-related taste bud changes that reduce sensitivity to flavors. However, just 2 tablespoons contain more sugar than a candy bar, delivered in a form that rapidly enters the bloodstream. This sugar load triggers insulin surges that promote fat storage, increase inflammation, and accelerate cellular aging through advanced glycation end products formation. The protein denaturation in condensed milk creates additional problems. The high heat processing required for condensation alters protein structures, making them harder to digest and potentially allergenic. These damaged proteins can trigger immune responses that manifest as joint pain, digestive issues, and skin problems. Seniors often attribute these symptoms to normal aging, never connecting them to their daily condensed milk consumption. The cumulative effect of consuming these problematic milk alternatives extends beyond individual nutrient deficiencies. Each product creates specific metabolic stresses that compound over time. Almond milk depletes calcium while irritating the gut. Rice milk destabilizes blood sugar while providing no protein. Sweetened coconut milk burdens the cardiovascular system while offering minimal nutrition. Condensed milk accelerates aging processes while promoting metabolic dysfunction. The mineral imbalance created by these products particularly affects older adults. Many alternatives are fortified with synthetic calcium that the body poorly absorbs. Without adequate vitamin D, magnesium, and vitamin K2 to direct calcium into bones, these supplements can actually contribute to arterial calcification. This paradox means that seniors drinking fortified plant milks for bone health might actually be accelerating both osteoporosis and cardiovascular disease simultaneously. The inflammatory cascade triggered by daily consumption of these products creates systemic effects throughout the body. Gut inflammation reduces nutrient absorption, leading to deficiencies despite adequate intake. Blood sugar spikes promote inflammatory cytokine production that affects brain function. Oxidized fats generate free radicals that damage cellular membranes. For seniors, whose natural anti-inflammatory mechanisms have already declined, adding dietary inflammatory triggers accelerates every aspect of aging. Understanding these specific mechanisms of harm allows for informed decision-making about milk consumption after 60. The transition from harmful to beneficial options requires recognizing that not all milk alternatives are created equal, and that marketing claims often obscure rather than reveal true nutritional value. The next consideration involves identifying milk options that actually support rather than undermine healthy aging, providing the nutrients seniors need without the harmful additives and processing that characterize most commercial products. The transformation from harmful to beneficial milk choices begins with understanding what aging bodies actually need from daily beverages. Goat milk emerges as a remarkable option that addresses multiple nutritional challenges simultaneously. The molecular structure of goat milk proteins differs fundamentally from cow milk, with smaller fat globules that naturally homogenize and protein chains that more closely resemble human milk. This structural similarity means that even seniors with decades of dairy sensitivity often tolerate goat milk without the bloating, mucus production, or digestive distress that cow milk causes. The mineral profile of goat milk provides particular advantages for bone and muscle maintenance. Each cup delivers approximately 327 milligrams of calcium in a highly bioavailable form, accompanied by the cofactors necessary for proper absorption. The natural presence of medium-chain fatty acids enhances mineral absorption while providing quick energy that aging bodies can readily utilize. Unlike synthetic fortification in plant milks, these nutrients exist in natural ratios that human physiology recognizes and processes efficiently. Research on goat milk consumption in elderly populations reveals impressive outcomes beyond basic nutrition. The oligosaccharides present in goat milk function as prebiotics, feeding beneficial gut bacteria and supporting the microbiome diversity that typically declines with age. This probiotic support translates to improved immune function, better nutrient absorption, and even positive effects on cognitive health through the gut-brain axis. Seniors consuming goat milk regularly report improvements in digestive comfort within weeks, often after years of avoiding dairy products entirely. The anti-inflammatory properties of goat milk deserve special attention for adults managing age-related conditions. The unique fatty acid profile, including higher levels of conjugated linoleic acid, helps modulate inflammatory responses throughout the body. Studies show regular goat milk consumption correlates with reduced markers of systemic inflammation, potentially slowing the progression of arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline. The presence of bioactive peptides formed during digestion provides additional anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Soy milk represents another powerful option when chosen carefully, offering complete protein comparable to animal sources. The controversy surrounding soy often stems from misunderstood research and industry propaganda rather than scientific evidence. For seniors, particularly those struggling to maintain muscle mass, organic unsweetened soy milk provides 7 to 9 grams of high-quality protein per cup, containing all essential amino acids in proportions that support tissue repair and maintenance. The isoflavone content in soy milk, often criticized without context, actually provides specific benefits for aging adults. These plant compounds act as selective estrogen receptor modulators, supporting bone density in postmenopausal women while potentially reducing prostate issues in men. Japanese populations with lifelong soy consumption show lower rates of osteoporosis and certain hormone-related cancers compared to Western populations. The key lies in choosing whole, minimally processed soy milk rather than isolated soy protein products. Muscle protein synthesis, the process by which bodies build and repair muscle tissue, requires specific amino acid triggers that become less sensitive with age. Soy milk provides adequate leucine, the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis, in amounts that can overcome this age-related resistance. Research demonstrates that older adults consuming soy milk as part of their daily protein intake maintain muscle mass more effectively than those relying on incomplete protein sources or inadequate protein intake. The cardiovascular benefits of soy milk extend beyond simple cholesterol reduction. Regular consumption supports arterial flexibility, reduces blood pressure, and improves endothelial function, the ability of blood vessels to dilate and contract properly. These effects become particularly important after 60 when cardiovascular disease risk increases exponentially. Studies show that replacing dairy milk with fortified soy milk can reduce cardiovascular disease markers by 15 to 20% within 3 months. The cognitive support provided by both goat and soy milk relates to their effects on brain metabolism and neuroprotection. Goat milk supplies medium-chain triglycerides that provide alternative brain fuel when glucose metabolism becomes impaired, a common issue in aging brains. Soy milk delivers phosphatidylserine and other phospholipids essential for maintaining cell membrane integrity in neurons. Together, these nutrients support memory formation, processing speed, and overall cognitive function. Digestive compatibility becomes increasingly important as stomach acid production decreases and enzyme efficiency declines with age. Both goat and soy milk require less digestive effort than cow milk while providing superior nutrition. The proteins in goat milk form softer curds in the stomach, allowing easier breakdown and absorption. Soy milk proteins, being plant-based, bypass many of the digestive challenges associated with animal proteins while still providing complete amino acid profiles. The bone health support from these milks extends beyond simple calcium content. Goat milk provides vitamin D, magnesium, and phosphorus in ratios that optimize bone mineralization. Soy milk isoflavones help maintain bone density by reducing excessive bone breakdown while supporting new bone formation. This dual action becomes critical during the rapid bone loss phase that typically occurs in the decade after menopause for women and gradually accelerates in men after 70. Blood sugar management improves significantly when seniors switch from problematic alternatives to goat or soy milk. Both options provide protein and fat that slow glucose absorption, preventing the spikes and crashes that accelerate aging. The steady energy release supports sustained physical activity and mental clarity throughout the day. For seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes, these milk choices support better glycemic control without sacrificing nutritional value. The practical advantages of incorporating these milks into daily routines cannot be overlooked. Both goat and soy milk work well in coffee, cereal, smoothies, and cooking applications. They provide creamy textures and mild flavors that complement rather than overpower other ingredients. Unlike many alternatives that separate or curdle when heated, both maintain stability in hot beverages and cooking applications, making them versatile additions to senior nutrition plans. Flax milk emerges as an exceptional choice for cardiovascular and cognitive protection, delivering unique nutrients that most seniors desperately need but rarely obtain. The alpha-linolenic acid content in flax milk provides the plant-based omega-3 fatty acids that support brain function, reduce inflammation, and protect arterial health. Unlike fish oil supplements that many seniors struggle to tolerate, flax milk incorporates these essential fats into a familiar, versatile beverage that integrates seamlessly into daily routines. The lignans present in flax milk offer hormone-modulating effects that become particularly valuable after 60. These plant compounds help balance hormone levels naturally, potentially reducing cancer risk while supporting bone density and cardiovascular health. Research indicates that regular lignan consumption correlates with reduced progression of atherosclerosis and improved cognitive function in aging populations. The combination of omega-3s and lignans creates synergistic effects that amplify the individual benefits of each compound. Manufacturing quality makes a significant difference in flax milk's nutritional value. Cold-pressed production methods preserve delicate omega-3 fatty acids that heat processing would destroy. High-quality flax milk maintains the mucilage content from flax seeds, providing soluble fiber that supports digestive health and helps regulate blood sugar. This fiber acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria while creating a feeling of satiety that helps prevent overeating. The anti-inflammatory cascade initiated by daily flax milk consumption affects multiple body systems simultaneously. Omega-3 fatty acids incorporate into cell membranes throughout the body, improving cellular communication and reducing inflammatory signaling. This systemic effect translates to reduced joint pain, improved skin health, better mood regulation, and enhanced cognitive clarity. Seniors often report unexpected improvements in conditions they had accepted as permanent aspects of aging. Sheep milk represents the pinnacle of nutritional density for those who can access it, providing nearly double the protein of cow milk with superior bioavailability. The 14.7 grams of protein per cup surpasses most protein supplements while delivering this nutrition in a whole food matrix that includes naturally occurring growth factors, immunoglobulins, and bioactive peptides. This comprehensive protein package supports not just muscle maintenance but also immune function, tissue repair, and cellular regeneration. The mineral density of sheep milk exceeds all other milk options by substantial margins. Calcium levels reach 473 mg per cup, accompanied by optimal ratios of phosphorus, magnesium, and zinc. These minerals exist in chelated forms that the body readily absorbs, unlike the synthetic minerals added to fortified products. The natural vitamin D content enhances mineral absorption while supporting immune function and mood regulation, critical factors for maintaining quality of life after 60. The unique fatty acid composition of sheep milk includes higher levels of conjugated linoleic acid and medium-chain triglycerides than any other dairy source. These fats support cognitive function by providing alternative brain fuel while simultaneously reducing inflammation throughout the body. Research on Mediterranean populations with traditional sheep dairy consumption shows lower rates of cognitive decline and cardiovascular disease despite high dairy intake, suggesting protective effects specific to sheep milk. Digestibility studies reveal that sheep milk proteins form smaller, softer curds in the stomach compared to cow milk, requiring less digestive effort and reducing gastrointestinal stress. The A2 beta-casein predominance in sheep milk eliminates many of the digestive issues associated with conventional A1 dairy. Seniors who have avoided dairy for decades due to intolerance often find they can consume sheep milk products without any adverse effects. The growth factor content in sheep milk provides unique regenerative support for aging tissues. Insulin-like growth factor, epidermal growth factor, and transforming growth factor beta naturally present in sheep milk support cellular repair and regeneration. While synthetic growth factors raise concerns, these naturally occurring compounds in whole food form support healthy aging without the risks associated with isolated supplementation. The practical integration of these superior milk options requires understanding availability and preparation methods. Flax milk can be made fresh at home by blending flax seeds with water, providing maximum nutrition without additives. Commercial versions vary widely in quality, making label reading essential. Sheep milk, while less commonly available, can often be found in specialty stores or farmers' markets, with sheep milk yogurt and cheese providing alternative ways to access these nutrients. Cost considerations often influence milk choices, but the health impact justifies prioritizing quality over price. The medical costs associated with osteoporosis, sarcopenia, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline far exceed the price difference between harmful and beneficial milk options. Investing in nutrient-dense milk choices represents preventive medicine that pays dividends through maintained independence and reduced medical interventions. The synergistic approach to milk consumption maximizes benefits while providing variety. Rotating between goat milk for digestibility, soy milk for protein, flax milk for omega-3s, and sheep milk for comprehensive nutrition ensures diverse nutrient intake while preventing sensitivity development from overconsumption of any single option. This rotation strategy also provides gustatory variety that enhances meal enjoyment and dietary compliance. The transformation possible through optimal milk selection extends beyond individual nutrients to systemic health improvements. Seniors who eliminate harmful milk options while embracing beneficial alternatives report increased energy, improved mobility, better cognitive function, and enhanced overall well-being. These improvements often begin within weeks but compound over months and years, potentially adding years of healthy, independent living. The evidence overwhelmingly supports a complete reassessment of milk consumption after 60. The conventional wisdom promoting any milk as beneficial has been replaced by nuanced understanding of how specific options either support or sabotage healthy aging. The choice between inflammatory, nutrient-poor alternatives and regenerative, nutrient-dense options could determine whether the next decades involve vitality and independence or accelerating decline and increasing dependence. Making informed milk choices represents one of the simplest yet most impactful dietary changes available to seniors. Unlike complicated supplement regimens or restrictive diets, selecting appropriate milk options requires only knowledge and intention. The benefits extend far beyond the glass, influencing every aspect of health from bone density to brain function. For those committed to aging well, understanding and implementing these milk guidelines provides a foundation for maintaining strength, clarity, and independence throughout the later decades of life.